we are joined this morning by Donald Trump on the phone. Mr. Trump, thank you for joining us this morning. You tweeted out yesterday we have to be tough, smart, and vigilant. What exactly are you proposing in the wake of this tragedy?
Well, one thing we have to do, George, is we have to get the people that surround these maniacs to start talking. People know when they're sickos. I mean, for the large part, like in San Bernardino with the bombs all over the apartment, people saw those bombs. Nobody reported them. In this case, we'll find out that many of his neighbors, many of the people that lived next to him knew he was, he had bad intentions. And nobody reports to the FBI or the police, and they just don't do it for whatever reason. And we have to get that. And we have to have a ban on people coming in from Syria, coming in from different parts of the world with this philosophy that is so hateful and so horrible.
But sir, let me interrupt you on that one right there. How would the ban have made a difference here? This man was a United States citizen. He was born in New York. He lived in Florida.
No, that's right. But we have many people coming in whose hate is equal to his and just as bad and even worse, frankly. And we have to stop people from coming in. We have no documentation. We don't know where they come from. They could be ISIS. In fact, some of them have cell phones with ISIS flags on them. We are taking in people, and it's getting worse, and we're taking in them by the thousands. And you look at Hillary Clinton, she wants to increase it by 500%. She wants more to come in as opposed to none coming in or less coming in, and that in itself is a disaster.
And one of the other things that we've learned here in the last 24 hours is that Omar Mateen was interviewed by the FBI on 3 separate times, investigated twice, yet he was able to buy a gun relatively easily. Should something be done about that?
Well, he was licensed also, though, George. And, when you talk about, like, gun control, when Obama mentioned that yesterday, it was so inappropriate because that was not the problem. The problem was we have a maniac, we have a madman. He could have used a bomb. He could have used other things just as easily, and would have been probably even more devastating. So that's not the problem.
But should there have been more of a background check for someone with that kind of...
So he went through a process.
Right, but should someone who's been on a watch list like that, who's been investigated like that, should there be an extra level of background checks before you get a weapon?
Well, he was somebody, frankly, that it was very sad because he did slip through the cracks, and the FBI has to be very upset about it. I'm a big fan of the FBI, but they have to be very, very, very distraught.
And finally, you've gotten some criticism yesterday for one of your tweets that came out where you talked about appreciating the congrats you were getting for fighting radical Islamic terrorism. Hillary Clinton's communications director said Trump has offered no real plans to keep our nation safe and no outreach to the Americans targeted. Instead, he's got political attacks, weak platitudes, and self-congratulations. Your response?
Well, that was no congratulations. I've been getting thousands and thousands of tweets and letters and phone calls that I was right. Congratulations. I said, I don't want congratulations. That was no congratulatory tweet. I said, I don't want congratulations. The last thing I want strength. I want vigilance. I want people to report when they see something bad. The last thing I want is congratulations. I was right, and I have been right, and I am right. We need intelligence gathering like we've never had before. It's an enemy without a uniform, George. It's very dangerous. We're fighting an enemy without a uniform.
Mr. Trump, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much, George.